Part 2 of 4. Eventually, the Sarkin Gobir sent a message to Shehu ordering him to take his family away and leave his town, but that he must not take along with him any of his followers. Thereupon the Sheikh, Usman Danfodio, replied, "I will not part with my people, but I am prepared to leave along with all those who wish to follow me. Those who choose to stay can of course do so." We made our hijra from their midst on that Thursday in the year 1218, 1804. On the 12th of Zulqa'dah we reached the wilderness of the frontier. Muslims kept on making their own hijra to join us. Sarkin Gobir instructed those in authority under him to seize the possessions of those making hijra and to prevent their people coming to join us. Abdullahi bin Fodio, Tanbi Aliquan. By the year 1788–89, the authority of Gobir began declining, as the power of the Usman Danfodio is increasing. Feeling threatened, the 75-year-old ailing ruler of Gobir, Bawa Jan Gorzo, summoned Danfodio at Magami. All the scholars of the royal court joined Danfodio's followers, leaving the Bawa Jan Gorzo. Danfodio managed to win the famous 5 concessions. These are what Danfodio demanded. 1. That all prisoners be free. 2. That any man wearing the turban, a symbol of Danfodio's Islamic community, the Jama'ah, be respected. 3. To be allowed to call to Allah. 4. And none should be stopped from responding to the call. 5. That his subjects should not be burdened with tax. After Bawa's death, the power of Gobir continued to decline due to battles. Yaqub, son of Bawa, was killed in a battle. Hostility between Gobir and Zamfara crystallized. In Zermi, Ali al-Faris, the leader of the Alibawa clan of Fulani, was killed by the Gobirawa. The Alibawa will later join hands with the Danfodio. The Zamafarawa too, who were recently subdued by the Gobirawa, were again in revolt, and Nafata lacked the power to put the revolt down. At home, the Danfodio was getting massive followership. In 1797–98, King Nafata of Gobir, in trying to quell the power of the Shehu, decided to delegalize some Islamic practices. He forbade sheikhs to preach, the Islamic community from wearing turbans and veils, hijab, prohibited conversions, and ordered converts to Islam to return to their old religion. The proclamation thus reversed the policy of the Sultan of Gobir Bawa made 10 years earlier. This was highly resented by Usman Danfodio, who wrote in his book Tanbi Aliquan Allah Away al-Sudan, concerning the government of our country and neighboring countries in Sudan. Usman wrote, "The government of a country is the government of its king without question. If the king is a Muslim, his land is Muslim. If he is an unbeliever, his land is a land of unbelievers. In these circumstances, anyone must leave it for another country." In 1802, Nafata's successor Yunfa, a former student of Usman, turned against him, revoking Dijel's autonomy and attempting to assassinate Usman at Al-Kalawa. He captured some of Danfodio's followers as prisoners. After unsuccessful attempt, Yunfa then turned for aid to the other leaders of the house estates, warning them that Usman could trigger a widespread jihad. The crisis precipitated as a Gobir expedition returning to Al-Kalawa with Muslim prisoners was made to free them as it went up past Dijel, where the Muslim community is concentrated. Yunfa, though not in the command of the expedition, could not overlook the challenge. Yunfa's response was an attempt to kill the Danfodio. Yunfa's forces attacked Jimbana and Muslims were taken as prisoners. It was at this point that Danfodio wrote the book Masail Muhimma, where he stated the obligation of emigration on persecuted Muslims. Though they were not prepared, they fled to Gudu, a journey of about 4 or 5 days, and a distance of about 60 miles. After they fled Dijel, other Muslim communities across Hausaland began to join the migrating entourage of Danfodio. Ahmadu Bello went to Kebbi and other neighboring states distributing pamphlets calling Muslims out for the emigration, hijra. The king of Gobir, worried about the depopulation of his kingdom, tried to stop further emigration by harassing and confiscating the goods of the refugees, but to no avail. Official Declaratio of Jihad by Usman Danfodio. After his hijra, Danfodio launched a powerful jihad in 1804, and by 1809, he had established the Sokoto caliphate that would rule over much of northern Nigeria until it was conquered by the British in 1903. With negotiations between the Muslim community and Gobir in a stalemate, an attack is therefore imminent. The Muslims prepared defenses and elected a leader. Usman's followers entitled him the commander of the believers, Amir al-Mu'min, and elected him as the leader. They also gave the title Sarkin Muslim, head of Muslims, to Usman. By April in the same year, the Muslim community have mobilized in Gudu and were ready to face the emerging cavalry of Gobir. This is Part 2, see Part 3.